Hello, welcome to another home workout, recorded live from Rex's gym. Hope you're all doing well. I just finished a Zoom session, so I'm still warm, but let's get cracking with our warm-up. High knee walks. Use this time, as usual, check in with your body. What's feeling good? What's feeling not so good? Is there anything you need to spend a little bit more time on warming up? Or are you already ready to go? You know, a tiger doesn't warm up before he chases a zebra. Tigers chase zebras. I'm not sure, but maybe you're just always ready. It was a great Zoom session this morning, guys. Should have been there. But it's all right. Now I get to do it again. More fitness for me. So you can definitely do this workout like 3 or 4 times a day. Should be heaps of fun. Cradle locks. Remember on those cradle locks to keep that foot away from the body, at least 1 foot in between your heel and your thigh. Don't have it too close because that's cheating, and that's something that Bavarians do. Let's see if Karsten watches this video. All right, we've got some hinges to do. Now we have a bit of a sweat session today, a little bit of a longer continuous workout. No equipment is required, but if you have equipment, you can use it. And some lunges. Really reach those fingertips up in that bottom position. Make sure we're not hyperextending that lower back. Keep the pelvis neutral from front to back. Keep it neutral from side to side, so no swaying. All right, as a prep, we're gonna do a 3-minute plank. What that means, you're going to start off in a regular plank position. You can switch over to side plank whenever you want, however often you want. So you switch between front, side plank, front, side plank, whenever you want. But your goal is to keep the knees off the ground, stay in a strong plank position for 3-4 minutes. So without further ado, let's get started. 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1, and go. So I'm starting in my regular plank position. Now there's no right or wrong way of doing this. It's just a matter of keeping the knees off the ground and staying in a strong plank position for 3 minutes. Just for simplicity's sake, I'll switch every 30 seconds because then you get to do each position twice. All right, we're 30 seconds in, so I'm going to switch to side plank. Of course, I'm going to switch without putting my knees down. Shoulders stay down, head stays relaxed, hips stay up. And switch to the other side. Again, we're going to keep the knees off the ground, keep the hips up. And just settle into that position. Try to keep a little bit of tension on the glutes as well, so we're not arching that lower back. Really find the tension through the side of the core. And halfway, if you want to be in a high plank position, that is fine with me as well, as long as you keep that spine nice and straight. Now one thing I want you to pay particular care of is where your head is. This is no bueno. Push your face away from the ground. 2 minutes in, go back, side plank. And try to keep breathing into the stomach as well. Breathing in here. Got about 5 seconds before we switch. And switch sides. Now I can't see the timer anymore, so I'll just have to guess. Let's see how far off I am. 3, 2, 1, and down. Whoop, whoop. All right, guys, that was your prep. We're getting ready for the workout now. The workout is gonna be 17 minutes of work. Kind of uninterrupted, but if you need a rest, you can take a rest, of course. If you really feel that heart rate is spiking, but I try to program the two away that it doesn't spike too much. There are 6 exercises to remember. Although, you don't have to remember it now, I can just put it on the screen. We have either jump rope, we've got a jump rope here. If you don't have one, we're gonna do line hops. 20 reps of either jump rope or line hops. Then also 20 reps of our crosswalks. Elbow to knee, free hand goes to the back pocket. So here, here, not that. Yeah, we want that rotation along your axis, if that makes sense. So 20 of those first 2. Then we have jump squats for 10. If jump squats isn't your jam, it is the drop and pop. Hinge, try to find those hamstrings, and then drive up, finish in that nice plank position. So either jump squats or drop and pops for 10. Then we have crossbody lunges. So you're gonna step behind, your knee is on the outside and behind your standing heel, and drive back up. While you're doing that, hips, belly button, and chest still facing forward. Also for 10, so 5 each side. If that one isn't your jam, you can do your single leg hinge with a weight if you have it, but keep alternating side to side. So it's either jump squats and crossbody lunges, or drop and pops and what we call RDL, single leg Romanian deadlift. Then we have 2 more exercises left. Chest to ground burpees. So chest flat on the ground and stand back up. Or, you're definitely doing that one. And double dead bugs. So lying on the ground, back of the head, shoulders and hips on the ground, lowering the arms, lowering the legs, bring them back up. Both those exercises will be for 5. So the first 2 exercises will be for 20, the second 2 exercises will be for 10, and the last 2 exercises will be for 5 reps. That's 1 round. We keep circling through that for 17 minutes straight. Can't wait. Let's see if we can just restart this one. We can. So the first round, I'll do the full workout as advertised, if you will. Then the second round, I'll go through all the options, and then you can go from there. Starting in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, all right, skipping. And then crosswalks. bit off balance. And then and lastly, excellent. That round took me about 1:45, so according to my calculations, I should be able to do about 800 rounds. Now the second round, I'll demonstrate all your options. So instead of the skips, we can do the line hops. Crosswalks, stay crosswalks. Now if you cannot get your elbow to the knee, it's fine to go forearm. Get as close to the elbow as you can without crunching, but that free hand still has to come to the back pocket. Should look a lot like sprinting position. Running away from COVID. Then, if your jump squats are not your jam, it's the drop and pop. Find that hamstring stretch here, chest is up, look forward, and then drive the hips and lock it in here in a nice plank position. No banana shaping. If you have a kettlebell, you can of course do kettlebell swings. Then we have, instead of the crossbody lunges, on that single leg RDL, it's a weird name, single leg hinge is much better. Make sure that the hips stay nice and level. We don't want to open up. We want to keep those lights pointing straight down. Good. Now, chest to ground burpees. Chest to grounds. You can do the jumping version like I did in the first round, or if you go like, it's a little bit tough, hard to jump, not my jam, you can do the walking version. Hands on the ground, walk back in, chest down, walk back in, reach up. It's a little bit slower, but it'll still get the heart rate up. Just make sure you keep switching over your legs as well. Now, if the double dead bug is just beyond your means, go single dead bug for 5 each side. But you focus on keeping that whole lower back on the ground. Now that round took me a lot longer. We're about 5.5 minutes in, guys. So let's say about a third of the way in, we have a little while to go. I'll go back to the skips. Now, no matter if you're doing skips or line hops, it's all about that reactive strength. Bounce, I don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear that. Neither do your neighbors. It is nice and light on the feet. Good. Stay nice and tall during these crosswalks. Jump squat, land softly, sink straight down into that next squat. Now the crossbody lunge, the one thing I most often see done wrong is that instead of making it a diagonal movement, you just make it a straight movement by turning and sinking in. That's not what we're after. Nose, chest bone, belly button, keep facing forward. We want that multiple planes of movement idea here, not just straight up and down, straight back and forth. Something I want you to think about in the burpees, just envision the ground is super hot on your chest and stomach. Bounce up. So we don't want to stick to the ground, we want to come back up straight away. Takes it out of you a little bit more, but I'm okay with that. That really works well if you have low reps like today. It's only 5. We can push through that. Now, our double dead bugs. Really pay attention of what's happening here. Lift the belt buckle up and keep it lifted, and just be aware, when can I still feel that contraction? There's no need to go beyond your means. We are just halfway, so let's say we push the second half a little bit harder and just keep working through it. Hot ground. And those dead bugs are always controlled. Don't try to rush these. You won't catch your breath anyway, because they're hard. So the best way I found to think about that position in the dead bugs is just to keep those hips and ribs together as you go through the movement. As soon as they come apart, we're arching into our lower back. Not what we want. A little over 6 minutes to go, guys. Last 5 minutes. You guys are killing it. Hot ground. Coming on to the home stretch, guys. There's a little over 4 minutes left. So try to take as little rest as possible. There are a few exercises built in here that should bring the heart rate down a little bit, and a few exercises that bring the heart rate up. So hopefully you can work most of the way through. Now, you don't have to touch your knee to the ground here, but get as close as you can. I'm just touching, but if you don't feel comfortable touching, stay a little off the ground. 3 minutes left. Sweating again. That hip rib connection, maintain it. Line in your feet. Two minutes. Stay tall. Light landing, high jumping. Hot floor, hot floor. And slow and controlled on the double dead bugs. Last minute, make it count. Time for another few exercises. Work all the way through, guys. 30 seconds left. Seconds left. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 2, 1, and time. Oh, 17 minutes of work. I don't know about you, I build up a sweat. First priority before we stretch, shoes off. Isn't life better with no shoes? So the stretching we're going to do here is called a toe sit. Now this might be very uncomfortable for some. That's very crooked. It might be absolutely fine for others. We're going to do fold your toes underneath. And if you have, ideally you get all 5 little piggies on the ground. Can't quite get there, doesn't make you a bad person. And it's going to put your butt back on your heels. Now, if you haven't done this and it really hurts, don't go to the point where you mentally scar yourself. If you get to that point like, I can't take it anymore, get out of the stretch, wiggle your toes around, rest for a bit, and then get back into it. Yeah, it's just a build-up sort of stretch. Yeah, very important. If those feet are nice and flexible, the knees have an easier life. Hold it for another 10 seconds. Then, second stretch, Cobra. I want you in a kneeling push-up position. Then, hips down to the ground. Actively lift the chest up and look up at the ceiling. We're trying to create a bow, like a bow and arrow, to the front, so really arch the front of the body. Full breath in, full breath out. If you really feel your neck, make sure you're not here, because that limits what the neck can do, but keep those shoulder blades back and down. And our last stretch for today. 1 foot forward, big lunge, hands down on the ground. We're going to drive the hips down, but stomach is strong, and squeeze that butt. So we're actively pushing into the hip flexor stretch by engaging the butt, and then eyes on the horizon. Full breath in, full breath out, focusing on breathing into the stomach. Switch sides. So, big step, hands on the ground, stomach strong. In this case, my left glute is firing to push those hips down, chest up, and I'm looking up at the horizon. If you can't quite make the horizon, adjust. Don't feel the tension in the neck. Just go for the range that you have. So a bit of a sweaty one today. Hope it felt well. Hope there were enough options for you. If you have any requests, of course, let me know. Any fitness related questions, let me know. Happy to address them. Well guys, that is it for today. Hope you're fantastic. And if nobody has told you, you are a bloody legend. Have a legendary day, have a legendary weekend, and I'll see you tomorrow for another legendary video.